welcome to the Kelly Roach Show, a place for no fluff, easy to implement, 20-minute or less business and leadership lessons to help you build a sustainable business that scales. Let's get started. All right, welcome back. This is the Kelly Roach Show, and today we are talking about leveraging your time to maximize your income. Now, not a new topic by any stretch of the means. However, it's one of those areas that mastery kind of requires a lifetime, right? You are always going to have to work at every age and every stage of business to figure out where the upgrades to your time need to happen in order to get bigger and better results. And I think one of the things that is so interesting about the concept of time is that for so many entrepreneurs, they get stuck using their time in a way that they know and that they're comfortable with, yet is not productive. And what's so interesting about this and why it's so important to explore this topic is that there's a whole psychology for entrepreneurs around why we waste time. And I'm going far beyond procrastination because I'm going to assume that most people who listen to this show are high achievers. I know you're high achievers. I know who listens to this show. I know you're people that lean in and you work really hard and you take a lot of action. But what's really interesting about the concept of leveraging your time is that even for top performers, we get comfortable utilizing certain tools. And when we get comfortable utilizing certain tools, aka certain skill sets, aka building specific routines that we run on repeat, sometimes even when we know that something is not best and highest use, we keep doing it because one, it feels productive in our mind. It's a thing that we know well. It's a thing that we know how to do. It's a thing that we can win at doing. And so what do? We set ourselves up to win by doing more of what feels comfortable, by leaning in and taking more action on the thing that we know and producing a result from it. But here's the problem. So many entrepreneurs, and I'm talking to you, are stuck in the trap of doing what they know because they feel competent, because they can produce a result, even though it's no longer best and highest use of their time. So I don't care how productive you are or how great you are at ABCXYZ in your business, if you know that you're at a stage of growth where someone can do that better, faster, more efficiently, or in a more cost-effective way than you can, or than if you were to do it, then you have to grow up and you have to stare yourself in the mirror and say, I respect myself enough to get out of my comfort zone, to work on effective delegation, to let go of the things that I no longer want to, need to, or are required in order to get to where I'm trying to go. And I'm going to move to my space of incompetence. I really want to talk about moving into a space of incompetence because as business leaders, the only way that you can keep growing and keep elevating is if you constantly move into a space of incompetence, meaning you are stretching yourself to do something you've never done before. You are putting yourself in a place where you're attempting to do something that you don't know how to do. Now, this goes against every ounce of egos in our body and in our minds because who wants to put themselves in a space of incompetence? It seems totally counterintuitive, right? The intuitive thing to do, the natural thing to do is to do the thing you know how to do and just keep doing more and more and more of it, right? The problem is that when you keep putting yourself in a space of competence and you never push yourself to a space of incompetence, you cannot break through to the next level. And this is where, as entrepreneurs, we have to constantly put down our own ego and we have to constantly let go of what's comfortable and embrace things that we're not 100% sure how we're going to accomplish. And it's so interesting because this is another thing where, we talk about the two rings, right? We talk about you have to let go of one ring in order to grab the other ring. And the thing that's so interesting about this is that most leaders don't want to put themselves in a space of incompetence because of fear, because of overwhelm, because of ego, because of wanting to look like they know what they're doing, whether it's in front of their team or their clients or their market or whatever the case. But then they get frustrated when they keep staying stuck at the same level of success because they're not sitting in that space of discomfort when you first move into a space of incompetence for long enough to go from incompetent to competent. So let's talk about, how do you get from incompetent at something to competent at something? Well, there's only a couple ways, right? You watch, you listen, you read. Number one, you take action, you fail, you repeat, right? Number two. And number three, you hire someone to help you do the thing that you've never done that can guide you through the process of doing it. Those are really the three ways. So you learn by doing. You expose yourself to materials in one way, shape, or form or another that are going to teach you how and what and why and all of those things. And then you work with someone or put yourself in the space of being surrounded by someone who has done what you want to do. Those are really the three ways, right? So where I want to challenge you as you think about going into 2024 is, if in your heart of hearts, you believe that there's something more for you, and in your heart of hearts, you genuinely trust that there's a bigger plan for your life, and you have faith that you're here to do something magical, something big, something meaningful with your life, then I want to challenge you to make the commitment to yourself to embrace your own incompetence. And it's only when you get to a space where you can boldly claim, listen, I am stepping into something I've never done before. I am stepping in to a level of performance, a level of leadership, a level of growth that I've never experienced before. And therefore, I kind of sort of don't know what I'm doing. And I'm going to learn along the way, and I'm going to learn as fast as I possibly can. And I'm going to be okay with failing along the way. And I'm going to sit in my incompetence, and I'm going to run the reps, and I'm going to practice, and I'm going to fail, and I'm going to keep taking action until I go from incompetent to competent. And when I need help, I can hire someone to help me. And when I need to fill in gaps, I can listen, watch, read, go through videos, whatever it is to help me. But closing that gap can happen really quickly depending on your level of commitment. So how do you speed up the commitment? How do you speed up the results to go from incompetent to competent in a new area of performance and success? Creating less space between the reps, right? And it's making sure that you don't get emotional about the failures that you're having, but instead you're really taking a look at what you learn from each rep that you do, and then what can you apply on the next rep in order to get an even better, an even bigger result, okay? So if you want to know how to take back your time in 2024 and you really want to create leverage, you want more freedom in your business, but you also want to keep growing, you will have to take the things that you're competent at and learn to become an exceptional mentor to others. It's like each one, teach one, right? You got to take that task, you got to teach, you got to mentor, you got to delegate, you got to embrace, you got to uplift the people that you're passing it on to. And then you have to be willing to step into an even bolder, bigger, more powerful main character version of you, which you are plenty ready for, you're plenty capable of, and now is your time to shine. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you will take action on whatever it is that you have been resisting so that you can embrace incompetence, so that you can springboard to the next level of success. See you there.